What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Damion Crier, and I am back with another video for you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed, and amazing day today. As you guys can see, your boy is doing okay today. I'm doing all right. I'm gonna do this little solo mukbang for you guys. I have Alaskan king crab. I've never had the Alaskan king crab. I have corn on the cob. As you see, I have 4 whole pieces. Everybody in the world knows I love me some corn. I also have some shrimp. I have this delicious sausage. I have 3 boiled eggs. I have me some butter right here on the side, and I have me a bottle of ice cold Aquafina water. So guys, anyway, I had announced yesterday's winner of the Crier family shirt, Miss Samuels. Congratulations, gang, gang, gang. So that is another giveaway that we did yesterday, which was Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. We doing a t-shirt giveaway on the Crier family every single Tuesday. So make sure you keep those post notifications on so every time I drop a video, you do not miss a single video. But being subscribed to the channel doesn't mean you get notifications. You must turn on the bell with the vibrating symbol. Oh, I don't have one of those shirts on today. But anyway, that way every time I drop a video on the Crier family, you will get the notifications, and you also have your chance of winning a Crier family giveaway. We are not just giving away t-shirts on the Crier family, guys. We have so much more coming later on. This is just the beginning to kick in 2021. The shirts don't cost you guys a thing. People asked me again in the video yesterday, how do you enter the giveaway? It's very simple. All you do is be subscribed to the channel, have your notifications on, and leave a comment. That's it. That's it. The shirts cost me everything, but cost you guys absolutely not one penny. So anyway, I'm gonna say my grace because your boy is hungry. Thank you, Lord, for this food I'm about to receive, Lord. Thank you for my strength, Lord. Thank you for my family, my loved ones, their loved ones, and their loved ones, all of my kids, Lord. I ask you to continue to bless me, them, their household, in the name of Jesus. Amen. Woo! That was a lot, guys. So, yeah, so I decided today I was gonna go ahead and do a seafood boil. As you guys know, I love seafood. I love seafood so much. I love seafood a lot. Almost I love seafood more than I love myself, but I don't. Or I do. I'm not for sure. Do I love myself more or do I love seafood? You guys know I have no respect for corn. When I eat it, I eat it. Man, look at these bad boys, man. These boys is big. They kind of hurt my hands to break them. Give me that meat out of there. Give me that meat out of there. This video right here, of course, is a subscriber request. Even though I do seafood boils from time to time, someone asks me where I do a seafood boil and tell them about myself. Like you guys know, I don't mind doing videos like this, even though it may feel like a repeat video of what I did before about myself. But I have a lot of new people joining the family and joining my channel every day, which I'm so thankful for that. And all those people who join all the time or every day that subscribe to the Crier family, they don't go back and watch all the old videos, so they don't know everything that a lot of you guys already know about me. So I decided if I'm gonna do a video about myself, I might as well eat. And talk to you guys. I won't be able to get everything in this video, but I'll try to touch on some things people want to know. So, for starters, I am 50 years old, born June 10th, 1970, in the Hoosier state of Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've lived in Texas for almost 2 years, July 28th to be 2 years. I remember that date perfectly. Any more meat in there? You gotta check these to make sure no more meats in there, because these dang on things is expensive. This bushel of Alaskan crab wasn't too expensive. That was $23 for this bushel of 3 or 4 legs on here, which wasn't bad because I have seen crab legs way more expensive than this. Like one of these right here is like 75 bucks at a restaurant, literally. So I moved to Texas almost 2 years ago, and I've been loving Texas ever since I moved here. I don't really know where to start. When it comes to telling like stories about myself, I don't really be knowing where to start, because there is so much, man, I can say about me. But I don't know, I enjoy what I do. I'm a water sports person. I love fishing, even though I don't get to go fishing as often as I would like to. I'm a family man. I love family. I have 6 kids, with the youngest being 2 months old, or almost 2 months old. I've been doing YouTube for November 16th to be my 5th year doing YouTube. Somebody asked, speaking of that, a guy came in my comments last night on the last video I dropped before this one, and he commented multiple times. He said, who is this old man? And how did this old man get 366,000 subscribers? I commented back to him, and I wasn't being a smart ass when I said it, but in a way I kind of was. I said, you can learn something from this old man if you quit being rude. And then I said, working hard every day, grinding. I think that he ended up responding to me, but I didn't see it. So yeah, I've been doing YouTube since 2016, and I'm gonna tell you guys, it is a heck of a journey. It's had its good moments, and it's had its bad moments. It had its ups and downs. But for the most part, I do love doing YouTube. I really do. It gives me an opportunity. Actually, YouTube, for me in the very beginning, it was for me to share my passion of what I like to do. Because my very first videos, I think my first 6 or 7 videos were about fishing, because that's what I love to do, fish. And that's what, like, a lot of people use YouTube for different things, start off YouTube for different things, but I started off doing YouTube because I love fishing. And I wanted to share my experience with other people as far as like teaching kids how to fish. And I just always thought it was something pretty awesome to do. You know, because believe it or not, there is people out there who wants to learn how to fish. You have a lot of kids out there who only has one living parent. You have a lot of kids out there who has 2 living parents, but both parents don't always have a chance to really take their kids out and teach them how to fish and play basketball and stuff like that. Because either one is probably working a lot, one of them is probably sick or maybe locked up or something like that. And that was me at one point in time, you know, locked up, wasn't there. So that was my reason for wanting to do YouTube. And then I got off into doing other things, pranks, stuff like that. I started doing cooking videos. And then I wake up one day and I find myself, voila, here in Houston, Texas. And I've been loving it ever since. As far as how I felt when I moved out of Indiana to Texas, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared because I didn't really know anybody out this way. I was scared that if things went wrong, that I would find myself alone and by myself. I was scared that I was gonna struggle really bad. I was really scared to just take that leap of faith. But I ended up doing it when it's going on 2 years now. And for the most part, things have gone pretty well, but one of my worst fears have come true. But it's not really a big deal. Because when you make a decision, you have to know that when you make that decision, that sometimes that decision may come with consequences. But for the most part, I'm glad that I made the move that I made to come out here. I met a lot of wonderful people. And I do like that Southern hospitality that I heard about for years when I was younger growing up. And I do see that it's true. Southern hospitality is real. Even though they drive crazy as hell out here, they drive really crazy, man. But for the most part, they're really, really nice people. I don't have any regrets of moving out here. Except one, I wish I would have did it a long time ago. Because I spent like most of my life in Indiana. Well, hell, I spent all of my life in Indiana. I'm 50 now and I moved out here when I was 47, 48, going on 49. So, again, I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I'm trying to get like as much information out there as I can about what people want to know about me. But like I said, there's just so much. I would never be able to sum up everything about me in one video. Again, I love fishing. I love going to the park. I'm a family person. I've been married before. I've only been married one time. People asked if I would get married again. And I said, yes, I would love to get married again one day. If it's the Lord's will. Type of hobbies I like to do, I don't know. I don't really know if cleaning or walking a dog is a hobby, but I got a lot of variety of things that I love to do. YouTube is like a hobby for me. It's also something I do to make money off of. Obviously, we all do. That's the whole goal. I hear a lot of people say, you guys only do YouTube for the money. Duh. So, of course, so it's more than a hobby to me. It's a job. Yes, we make money from YouTube. And I can honestly say some people do extremely well for themselves when it comes to doing YouTube. Because it is a huge platform. and you are advertising videos and you're making money from those videos, from ads and stuff like that. Some people have went above and beyond where they're able to make more than just money off ads. They're able to move on and get sponsorships, big record deals and stuff like that. So I seriously doubt it at my age if I'll ever be a huge, big YouTuber, but I'm very thankful for what I do have. You know, I'm very humble. One thing you notice about me, I'm a very humble person. Life has brought me a lot of experiences, whether good or bad. I've lived a pretty decent life. Now, for those of you who don't know, who's new to my channel, yes, I have been in prison. It's not something that I'm proud of. I have been shot multiple times, but it was only on one occasion. It was one incident. So I don't want people to think that, oh, I was shot a bunch of times, different dates and times. I had an incident that happened back in the 90s where I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and I end up almost meeting my maker because of some choices that I had made. And it was the same thing as far as when I went to prison. I had made choices, the wrong choices, that landed me in jail multiple times and eventually landed me in prison. Which I have to say, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I would not wish going to jail or being locked up on my worst enemy. I'm gonna tell you guys why. For those of you who don't know, who's never experienced prison or jail, I'm gonna tell you this story so that you never wanna experience prison or jail. During my time that I was incarcerated, and trust me, I was incarcerated for a very long time. My experience is exactly the way that the system has it set up. When I was in jail, I heard people complaining about the food. They were complaining about the living conditions, complaining about how you're not able to use the phone when you want, you have to make collect calls. Well, what I didn't know back then, what I definitely know now, and I understand, excuse me, being locked up and being incarcerated is not supposed to be made to, it's not supposed to be made to feel comfortable. They don't create places like that for us to, oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I needed that water. I'm so busy shoving the food down my throat, I forgot to drink some water. I felt to go down that time. Being locked up is not supposed to be comfortable. That's why they create facilities like that. So you're not comfortable. Why? So you don't want to go back to it. They're not going to create a jail or prison that make people want to go back to it. Ooh wee, Lord, I cannot wait to get back there. No, they make the living conditions uncomfortable so you don't want to return to it. But a lot of people return time and time again, and I was one of those people. I feel very comfortable talking about my life experiences on camera now. I feel comfortable talking about my experiences that I had to endure through life, because that way, if I feel comfortable talking about it, it means that I'm able to give somebody advice to not want to ever experience that. Now, for people who's never been incarcerated, here's a little something for you. And I hope that this video and my advice in this video will make some of you guys make different decisions before you make the wrong decision. When you go to jail, they tell you when you use the restroom. You guys probably didn't know that, did you? They tell you when you're gonna eat. Oh, that ain't even it. We're just getting into the beginning of this. They not only tell you when you're gonna eat, they tell you what you're gonna eat. You see, in jail, prison, I keep saying jail and prison, but the same rules apply. Just so I don't lose anybody. You don't get to pick and choose what you're gonna eat. Absolutely not. You don't get to pick and choose when you want to wake up. Absolutely not. They tell you when to wake up. You don't get to choose when you go to bed. Absolutely not. They tell you when you go to bed. Now, this is not a Scared Straight video. This is not a Scared Straight program. This is Damion Cryer giving you guys the facts. The truth. You don't want to go to jail. When you go to jail, they take everything from you. That iPhone that you used to be on every day, that iPad, it's all gone. You can go in there tough as you want. Acting like you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that. They gonna humble you real quick. They gonna humble you real quick in jail. They take everything from you. Your rights, you have no rights. None. I think you get a visitation like once a week. And that visitation is for like 12 minutes or some old crazy stuff like that. 15 minutes or 12 minutes or something like that. There's no more what you thought that was gonna be the good life. That's over with. When you locked up, all you have is time on your hand. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something. You have a lot of people, some of the best criminals in the world are in jail right now. I'm gonna tell you why. You guys may not believe what I'm gonna tell y'all, but when I get done telling y'all, I'm gonna make believers out of y'all. Some of the best criminals in the world are in jail. And the reason why they're in jail, because when they're locked up, all they're thinking about is how to do the crime better next time. They got all that time on their hand. They're trying to think of how to do the crime better next time, how not to get caught this time. When I was in jail, I was trying to think of ways not to go back. But you have a lot of people who's sitting there and they're thinking of ways to be better criminals. And then they will give you advice on how you should have did it better, how you can do it right. But yet they're sitting right next to you. They're sitting right next to you in jail. These people are sitting right next to you in jail every single day. So they never, ever, 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 ever going to tell you guys how not to come back to jail. So when you go to jail and when you go to prison, they take everything from you. So all I'm saying is before you go out there and disrespect your parents, before you go out there thinking that you grown, think about what Damion Cryer told you in that seafood boil mukbang. Bro, it is real. They take everything. This is normally how it is. Because you have a lot of people who don't really believe you until they're actually in that position. And then they say, oh my God. I seen a video of this older dude talking about this, and it was so serious. At 8 o'clock at night, okay. Let me back up a little bit. When I was in jail, I was on this block called D Block. A lot of jails have their blocks like named in letters like D Block, A Block, and they pretty much is like your classification. So if you got like a higher felony, you're on like a higher classification block. If you got like a low level crime, like a misdemeanor or something like that, traffic tickets or whatever that you didn't pay, they put you on like a lower classification block. On each block, you got like, and this is not a joke, you got like 300 people on each block. And you got 2 telephones on the wall. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. You got 200 to 300 people on each block. You got 2 phones on the wall over there. Everybody's trying to get the phone. Everybody's trying to use the phone to call home and check on their girlfriends, check on their wives and kids, trying to call their attorneys. All those calls are collect calls. Imagine the type of fights that it is on that block. How many people are trying to use that phone? They want to call home and check on their girl, their boyfriend, their husband or whatnot, but they can't get to that phone because everybody's lined up to use that phone to get their 15 minutes in a day. Imagine that. Imagine living like that, man. That's horrible. Imagine they turn those phones off at 7:15 every night and it's summertime outside. You guys know when it's summertime outside, the sun don't go down at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Imagine at 7:15 at night, they turn the phones off. The ice cream truck is still running at 7 o'clock at night in the summer. People outside playing volleyball and tennis. 7:15 at night in the summer, 90 degrees. People waiting for the sun to come down before they can start barbecuing and stuff. They turn the phones off at night, 7:15. And then here comes 8 o'clock rolling around. Bedtime, lights out. That means there's 4 people to a cell. 8:15, y'all gotta go in that cell. There's no televisions in there. There's no cell phones in there. There is no outside communication with the outside world. That's how bad it is, man. That's how bad it is. I'm talking about this because people didn't only want me to do a video about like my life, but they also wanted me to do a video about like my life experiences. So this is a very important topic that I want to touch on because I want to tell you guys something that you guys may not even know. A lot of y'all do know it, but a lot of y'all really don't know it. You guys don't know, but I'm going to tell you it's true. Do you know how much it costs to feed an inmate per day in these jails? It costs less than $1. That's for all 3 of your meals. But the county, the jails, that city that you're locked up in, that county is getting like $10,000 a day per head. It only costs them $1 to feed you 3 meals a day. You know what they're doing with that money? They're building more jails and they're building more prisons. They're building more jails and they're building more prisons. That's what they're doing with the money that they're making off you and me. That's why we gotta move. That's why we gotta move differently. They getting rich. We commit the crime. Sorry about that, guys. I had an emergency. I had to stop the video and take care of something that was extremely important. So that's why the food and everything is gone. But anyway, as I was saying in the video, man, they are getting rich off of us. The county is getting rich off of us. It costs $1 a day to feed one inmate. So if you got 3,000 inmates locked up, it costs the county $3,000 a day to feed all 3,000 of those inmates. But they're making like $10,000 a day per head. If you guys don't believe what I'm telling you guys, all you gotta do is just Google it. Look it up, man. Type in how much does it cost the county to feed inmate that's incarcerated. So basically, you know, we need to start investing more in ourselves, man, because they're building these county jails every day. They're building these prisons every day. You know, we can't complain about how we're being treated inside the system when we're the ones who putting ourselves in the system. Again, like I said earlier on in the video, when I was locked up, I complained about the food, about not being able to go outside, about not being able to use the phone properly, but they don't build the system for us to be comfortable around. You guys gotta really think about it. Think about this. They say that you're innocent until proven innocent. I mean, they say that you're innocent until proven guilty, but we all know that that's not true. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. Once they slap the cuffs on you, you're already guilty, no matter what the crime is. You're guilty already. What you're doing while you're sitting in jail is you're actually trying to fight for your innocence. So they say that the law stands for justice. Well, if you shorten that up, justice stands for just us. Not justice, it's just us. Because that's the way it is until you prove yourself in a court of law that you're not guilty. So we have to do better as people, man. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people coming up. I look back at a lot of things as far as like when I got shot and stuff. You know, nobody put me in that position but me. You know, when I was locked up, nobody put me in that position but me. You gotta think, like, if you're out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, what's really going on positive at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning? There's not a whole lot going on at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, except for partying, crimes being committed, people out in the street doing drugs and stuff. There's nothing really going on at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I know there was a lot of things that I could have did differently to not put myself in those positions to bring the harm to people that I brought harm to. And I can honestly say this, like the decisions that I made in my life has actually caused pain even further beyond what I thought that it would have. You know, and even as an older man now, I look back on a lot of things and I say to myself, you know, what could I have did differently in that situation? You know, how could I handle things differently? But when you're young and you think that you know everything, and you know, it's true, a lot of people that's in the homes right now, kids growing up inside their parents' home right now, they to an age 16, 17 years old, it's like you can't tell them nothing. They think that they know everything there is to know. Everything that there is to know. You can't tell them anything, you know, until they find themselves in that position, and the first person they're gonna call is you. You know, you're the one who's got to show up for court. You're the one who's got to pay all these fines and fees and take them to all these probation appointments and stuff like that. The burden falls on the parent. So I just wish that there was things that I could have did differently back then. You know, even right now to this day, as an older gentleman, I still make mistakes. I still bump my head, and I still learn, because like I said, you're not too old to actually learn from your mistakes, and you're never too old to make mistakes. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me that I wanted to touch on. Like I said, my life is like, there is so much I can say. There's a lot of twists and turns to my life that it would take me probably a lifetime to even make a video about my life. But all I can say is that I'm grateful to be here. You know, I'm grateful for all you guys who's been here supporting me since day one. I've gained subscribers, but I've also lost subscribers as well with the mistakes that I've made. You know, some have come back and some just kept it moving. But yeah, so I would say if I could change some things in my life right now, and this was a question that was asked on a Q&A on one of my community tabs, but I had never got around to answering that question. Somebody asked me if I could turn back the hands of time, what would be one of the things I wish that I could change? Now, honestly, I had to really think about that, but I really didn't have to think about that, if it makes sense. One of the things that I would change is some of the decisions that I made growing up. I wish I would have made different decisions growing up. I wish that I wouldn't have been the smart mouth little kid who talked back to my mom. I wish I wasn't the disrespectful young teenager that I was, getting kicked out of school. I wish that I would have listened. Going through the system, getting shot, and all the crazy stuff that's happened throughout my lifetime. You know, everything that I've been through, it all started from me not listening when I was younger. And so those are the things that I wish that I could change. I wish that I would have listened back then. God, the list goes on and on and on and on. So that's just some of the things about me that I want to talk about, and people have asked me to do this video, and I didn't really know how I wanted to do this video because I did videos similar to this before. But again, with so many people joining the Crier family, a lot of people, I mean, I got close to 800 videos up, so people subscribe. I don't expect them to go back and watch all 800 videos or 790 videos, whatever that it is right now. I think it's like 798, 799 or something like that. So I don't mind doing videos like this, but sometimes when I do these type of videos and these type of topics, it kind of hits home. I mean, it's like, boom, it really hits home, because I be thinking like, dang, I really did that. Dang, I really went through this back then. Dang, this was really me? This was really me? And I sit back and think about that stuff, and I'll be like, wow, I guess this really was me. You know, so, but yeah, so I think I done bored you guys long enough with this dang on video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my post notification shout out for the day, guys. Valerie Williams, congratulations. Valerie Williams, you are today's post notification shout out. Guys, don't forget about the giveaway. We're doing a giveaway every single Tuesday on the Crier family, so keep those post notifications on so you do not miss a chance. But I love you guys. Until next time, I'm Damion Crier, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace out.